My name is Sonia, and I am from Batangas City, the Philippines, which is about 2 hours south of Manila, still in the island of Luzon. And I came to the U.S. 27 years ago, and I live in San Francisco. I came from a place where there is no electricity, no running water, no television. We would get water, drinking water from a community well. We'd be getting water. We will have a pole, and there will be two pails, and we will just balance it going home. And of course, that's a rough road, and so by the time it gets home, it's half full. And, and that's how we get our running water. I am a senior vice president at Bank of America Leasing. I am the head of the transaction management at Bank of America Leasing. It's a subsidiary of Bank of America. And what I do is I help structure transactions that are brought in by the marketing officers. And these are multi-billion dollar transactions, help negotiate documents, and I'm mandated to execute the negotiation process and close the documents all the way through funding. I identified a department where I wanted to be, and that was contract administration. And I would go up to the director and I'd say, I really wanted to work with you because I was a secretary at a different department. And she said, no, we don't have any openings for you yet. And then I would go up to her again, maybe 2 months after or 3 months, and say, I'm really very interested in learning and I really wanted to be in your department. So I really sold myself to her, the value that I could give to her, I could bring to the group. And finally, they created a position for me because of an opportunity. It's not just because they wanted to, but there was an opportunity to do a coordinator position. And so that was the beginning of my being in the documentation or in the financial business. I came to the United States in 1982. I was a single parent by choice. I have a totally blind and hearing impaired child, David, and decided to stay in San Francisco even though my family is back east. I decided that being in San Francisco would be a good place for David, where there will be resources available to him. One of the things that I know is that I have this accent, and so just to have an accent improvement, not just because I would like to have a good accent, but more that I would be understood by people. Even then, I have always wanted to make sure that I'm placing myself in a good position where I would be able to, improve and develop in whatever I was doing. One thing that really heightened my awareness is the Filipino Women's Network of our campaign against domestic violence, and that's what I would always tell them, is to make sure that you are not in an abusive relationship or that you are not abusing anybody. There should always be respect, and you should learn that you are important. You've got to love yourself as you love other people. And when I started with the Vagina Monologues in 2004, I brought my 3 nieces with me, 9, 13, and 17. And I was asked by a public radio television why I would have children in the Vagina Monologue. And I said, I really want young kids to understand, because they are sometimes witness to all these things, that you have to be respectful, and you don't let anybody abuse you or take advantage of you. After martial law in the Philippines in 1972, I went to the University of the Philippines. President Marcos banned student organizations. I was the head of the consultative committee on student affairs that replaced the student government, still advocating for the students, advocating for the working poor and the poor people of the Philippines. And so even then, I was already very, very involved. So from here, I encourage people to also give back. It's not only here that we are working for the Filipino community and as well as the
the general population, but more also being able to help back in the Philippines. The art of asking your elder for blessing, and which is you take the hand and you put it in the hat and you say mano po, M-A-N-O, and the po is a term for elders. Mano po is a term of respect. And even my husband would do that to my father, asking the blessing. And my father would always say, asking the blessing of the elder is like asking the blessing of God.